everybody. This is Ron Dittmars talking to you from the Erasmus Academy recording studios. This is our third segment on Carl Jung. And what you see on the screen here is one of his paintings. I had never seen it before. It's taken from the book entitled Carl Jung, Wounded Healer of the Soul, an illustrated biography by Claire Dunne, D-U-N-N-E. And this picture, the title of it is Vision of 1914, i.e. before the First World War. Painted by Jung himself in 1920. It said the title says that Jung, who had visions of destruction before World War I and II, spoke repeatedly of man's power to destroy his own planet. To offset it, he advocated a more responsible relationship with God, etc. So you see here, I'm just going to pull this down a little bit. This is actually the top part of the picture, or the painting, which doesn't show up otherwise than scrolling up to it. And so that's the obviously the violence or the destruction that he sort of envisioned. And then this is again a picture of a normal town beneath this sort of wild and violent image above. Okay, so and with Jung, you always have different aspects of his commentary, which are interesting to look at. So today, our guest speaker again is Chad. Chad, you want to say hello?
Hi.
Okay, so this is the third section, and let's see. I'm just going to take this down. It's a little bit longer than the first two, and the actually fourth and fifth sections are much shorter. And so, but this first half, again, as part of the prologue to Jung's autobiography, Dreams, Memories, and Reflections. Actually, the third paragraph of that prologue. And then what follows is something later on in the prologue that I thought was quite interesting that I'm just adding to it for our text. But the first half is fairly straightforward, don't you think, Chad?
Yes, definitely.
Good. Okay, can you see my mark here?
I can.
All right, here we go. Let's read something maybe up to here. And by the way, as Chad reads and repeats after me, please read with him to get a sense of the flow of the sentence and the pronunciation, and then I'll ask him questions and please try to think of what the answers of the questions would be yourself as we unpack the meaning step by step. Okay, here we go. So habe ich heute in meinem 83. Lebensjahr, everybody?
So habe ich es heute in meinem 83. Lebensjahr
unternommen, den Mythos meines Lebens zu erzählen.
Unternommen, den Mythos meines Lebens zu erzählen.
Okay, so up to this point, where's the verb complex? Up to this first line?
It's habe, and I think unternommen is
Good.
a part of that.
Yeah, I have undertaken, simply, I have undertaken it, and sometimes the S you don't have to actually include in the English translation sometimes. So I have undertaken it today, heute. And how old was he?
83.
No, 83. And you remember he wrote this. He died in his 85th year, so that he was writing his autobiography 2 years before he passed away. So I have undertaken it today in my 83rd year. Going on. Where's the infinitive?
Zu erzählen.
Yeah. So I have undertaken it to narrate. And where's the direct object?
Den Mythos meines Lebens.
Good. Well, just den Mythos simply to narrate the story or the myth, and then this genitive of my life. Good. Going on. Ich kann jedoch nur unmittelbare Feststellungen machen. Everybody?
Ich kann jedoch nur unmittelbare Feststellungen machen.
Nur Geschichte erzählen.
Nur Geschichten erzählen.
So the verb complex is where? Kann
machen.
Good.
I think also erzählen.
Yeah, and kann as a modal auxiliary serves also as part of the verb complex for erzählen. So I can make and I can tell, and this is immediate statements, Feststellungen. And jedoch means however. You want to do that sentence?
Sure. I can, or perhaps, however, I can only make Immediate statements only tell stories.
Good, good. Going on. Ob sie wahr sind, ist kein Problem. Everybody?
Ob sie wahr sind, ist kein Problem.
This up means whether, and then the verb goes at the end. Whether they, what's the they refer back to?
Well, it could be a couple things, but probably most locally the Geschichten from the previous.
Yeah, whether they, the stories, are true is no problem, simply. Going on. Die Frage ist nur, ist es mein Märchen, meine Wahrheit?
Die Frage ist nur, ist mein Märchen meine Wahrheit?
So this is a legend or fairy tale or truth, Wahrheit. So the question is only, simply, a very straightforward sentence. Is it my own fairy tale or mythos, is what he's trying to state here, I think. Going on. Das Schwierige an der Gestaltung einer Autobiografie liegt darin, everybody?
Das Schwierige an der Gestaltung einer Autobiografie liegt darin.
Great. I think you pronounced that better than I did. Okay, here you have an adjective, schwierig, which means difficult. But when you make an adjective into a noun, it generates the abstract sense of that. So the best translation would be that which is difficult. You could say the difficulty, but it really is that which is difficult in the formation. And then this is a genitive of an autobiography. Liegt darin, lies in that, simply. Going on. Dass man keinen Maßstab besitzt, everybody?
Dass man keinen Maßstab besitzt.
Keinen subjektiven Boden.
Keinen objektiven Boden.
What's so funny about that?
You changed it from objective to subjective.
Von dem aus man urteilen könnte.
Von dem aus man urteilen könnte.
Okay. Okay, so we had that which is difficult in the formation, in the shaping of an autobiography lies therein. That one, and where's the verb there in the das clause?
Besitzt.
Good. That one, and what's the subject?
Man.
Okay. Man. Okay, man is always 100% the subject. That one possesses no standard and no objective ground, or this really means ground or basis. And then von dem aus man urteilen, from which, referring to Boden and also Maßstab, from which one could judge. Okay, going on. Es gibt keine richtigen Vergleichsmöglichkeiten.
Es gibt keine richtigen Vergleichsmöglichkeiten.
So here we have another compound noun. So where do we try to divide it?
Oh, between Vergleichs and Möglichkeiten.
Yeah, often the S is the letter that's used to combine two individual words, this possibilities and comparison. So you could say, and there is geben comes from to give, but it's also a very weak verb, which just can be equally as well translated. There is no there are, you could say there, and es gibt can actually stand for there is or there are in this case. Interestingly enough, and since it's plural, then you would have to say there are no proper possibilities of comparison or comparative possibilities. Okay, going on. Here we go. Im Grunde genommen sind mir nur die Ereignisse meines Lebens erzählungswert. Everybody?
Im Grunde genommen sind mir nur die Ereignisse meines Lebens erzählenswert.
Okay, this phrase here, a very common phrase in German, it literally means in the ground, taken in the ground, or just best translated generally. Generally, and then going on, verb is here, sind, and then what is erzählungswert? How do you separate this verb, Chad?
Well, kind of similarly, if you look at the S, it kind of divides the word nicely into erzählen and then wert.
Yeah, and wert means
value, worth.
Yeah, worthy. to narrate. So generally, only the events of my life are worthy to me to narrate. And then he's going to talk about what those events are in the next phrase, going on. Bei denen die unvergängliche Welt in die vergängliche einbrach. Everybody?
Bei denen die unvergängliche Welt in die vergängliche einbrach.
So this is unvergänglich means unchangeable, or you could say eternal. From gehen, from here, gang, not changeable or unchangeable world, or the eternal world, by which, and i.e. by these experiences or events, by which the immortal world broke into the vergängliche. And here, Welt again is elided just for economy of speech, but this is also a directional accusative, by which, let's see, why don't you do the whole first sentence, right? The first sentence of the second part again.
Okay, just translating it?
Yeah, just slowly, yeah.
Okay. Generally speaking, only those events of my life are worthy, I think, to me, of narrating, in which the eternal world broke into the transitory or changing world.
Exactly, yeah, good. Okay, going on. Darum spreche ich, let me erase some of this. Okay, going on. Darum spreche ich hauptsächlich von den inneren Erlebnissen. Everybody?
Darum spreche ich hauptsächlich von den inneren Erlebnissen.
So the verb is obviously?
Spreche.
And spreche. So whenever you have darum or any sort of adverbial element at the beginning of the sentence, it reverses the verb and the subject. So therefore, or for that reason, I speak. And hauptsächlich is an adverb, primarily. In other words, adverbs don't have any adjectival endings. From interior experiences. Von den. Going on. Zu ihnen gehören meine Träume und Imaginationen. Everybody?
Zu ihnen gehören meine Träume und Imaginationen.
What's ihnen refer back to?
I think it's Erlebnisse.
Good. Yeah, very nicely done. To them belong my dreams and imaginations. Going on. Sie bilden zugleich den Urstoff meiner wissenschaftlichen Arbeit. Everybody?
Sie bilden zugleich den Urstoff meiner wissenschaftlichen Arbeit.
So, where's your verb?
Gehören.
Well, this sentence is actually bilden.
Oh, we're moving forward. Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, sorry. So they form. So what does Sie refer back to?
Oh, it goes back to, I think, Träume und Imaginationen?
Yeah, to both of these. Yeah, my dreams and imaginations, they form at the same time. Den Urstoff, Ur is always the original, or the original material. And then here you have genitive, because the noun here is feminine, of my scientific work. Okay, let's see. Then going on, Sie waren wie feurig flüssiger Basalt. Everybody?
Sie waren wie feurig flüssiger Basalt.
Aus welchem sich der zu bearbeitende Stein auskristallisiert.
Aus welchem sich der zu bearbeitende Stein auskristallisiert.
Good. Okay, what does he refer back to, Chad?
I think it also goes back to Träume und Imaginationen.
Exactly, yeah. They were, and you notice it's they instead of she or it, because the verb is plural. So they were as fiery fluid basalt, you know, the basalt, the dark sort of stone that comes out of volcanoes, from which aus welchem sich, now where's the verb complex? From aus?
Yes, it should be sich auskristallisiert.
Great. You're picking up the reflexive pronouns very nicely, including those in the verb complex, from which the, now here you have a sort of extended modifier, the zu bearbeitende, and this is out of which the stone, and then how would you resolve this, zu bearbeitende?
Not sure what you're asking there, Ron.
Well, which is to be worked over. So.
Oh yeah.
From which the stone, which is to be worked over or to molded, crystallizes itself. Good. All right. A great job. Now, we just want to do this last. We're going to read this slowly. This last paragraph. Put it together.
The whole thing? Sure.
Yeah. Just the second part.
Oh, the second part. Okay. For that reason, I am speaking primarily of inner experiences. To those belong.
Hold it. Oh no. Go back to the beginning of here, right here. Im Grunde genommen, in general.
Okay. Generally. Okay.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, only those events of my life are worthy to me of narrating, in which the unchangeable world broke into the changeable world, I guess. For that reason, I am speaking primarily of inner experiences. To those belong my dreams and imaginations. At the same time, they comprise the original material of my scientific work.
Great.
They were as fiery fluid basalt from which the stone to be worked over crystallizes.
Great. Okay. Fantastic. All right. Anyway, you're getting a real taste of Carl Jung here in his prologue. So thanks so much for tuning in, and see you later. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.